Welcome to the Summer Kitchen Vignette Collaboration for 2020. I am Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. We are creating eye candy for the kitchen by participating in the annual Summer Kitchen Vignette Collaboration 2020, hosted by Denise Jordan of This and That. Denise has asked us to design a vignette that includes a tray, which allows it to be portable, herbs, florals, either a pitcher or a plate, and to design it in such a way that it is attractive and welcoming to our kitchen. Now, Denise is a wonderful creator, and she also hosts the Sister Circle. So, if you're interested in what Denise does and would like to visit her channel as well as the playlist for this collaboration, I have included that information down in the description box. Now, I hope that today, when you finish this particular video, that you will subscribe and that you will tap that bell icon and become a part of the Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme family. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy today. As with any decor project, you would always want to start with a blank slate. And so Denise has asked us to have several different things in our vignette. A vignette is an area of your kitchen where you are able to display beautiful things, as well as sometimes have things that are practical. So I'm starting with a tray, and it's just a very simple round tray, and this particular pattern that is on the tray is throughout my kitchen. Now, I have a white pitcher because a pitcher was one of those things that she wanted us to have in our vignette. So I'm putting the pitcher right there. And I don't know if you can tell, but the ribbon that's on this pitcher says welcome, because certainly it is right there, center stage of the counter, to welcome anyone who comes into the kitchen. Now, knowing me, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that I never do just a little bit. I always have to do a little something extra. So one pitcher did not do, but I needed a second pitcher. And so what I decided I would do, I had a little stainless steel pitcher. So I'm going to add this pitcher because I want these pitchers to complement each other. So there's our welcome, and there's our second pitcher. Now, we need florals, and she had actually asked for us to have florals that are perhaps DIY. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any DIY florals, so I'm going to be using faux florals, and those florals are going to be a mixture of herbs, which is one of the things she asked for, as well as some decorative florals. So let me put that in. I'm going to start our arrangement with some lavender. I've got a ton, and that's what I'm going to start with, a little bit of lavender. And I have a light purpley lavender as well as a deeper, darker lavender. I have some that's in early bloom and some that is a little older. So we're going to have a mixture of lavender in this arrangement. So I'm going to take the first piece and put it in. And if you look, you'll say, okay, that's not quite enough. So you always know, you have to look at it, stand back, and play with it. So I'm going to add one more. So there's two, which will give it a little more of a mixture. And you can play with it because all of this is in wire, and I like being able to do that. So I'm going to add that in, and it's still just not quite speaking to me. So what I like is to have lots of color variation. And so I'm going to add in just a little more color variation. So I've added a true purple to this mixture. Now, I'll get this to stay in just a moment as I add things in. Now, let me see. We need some other lavender. I have some pieces of lavender, and you can tell as you change stores or you go to different places that you are able to get your lavender to the variation changes, the sizes change, all kinds of things. So I'm going to take these two actually, and I'm going to put them in the center of the deeper purple one because I want that to stay in, but I want everybody visible. So I'm just going to give that a little squeeze, and because this really is a picture, I want more little pieces. So I'm going to take some of this lavender and more lavender, and it's lavender that has, what I like is that some of the pieces of lavender are in full bloom. Some of the pieces of lavender are younger and haven't quite bloomed. And so I'm filling in those spots. I want some to hang down and some to stand up. Now, I also had some sage, but I only had 3 pieces of sage. So I'm going to place one dead center because I want it to be obvious. And the other 2 are going to be on the side, opposite each other. So I'm going to put a little sage in there, and then I'm going to add a little sage on the other side. So there we go. We got our lavender, we have our sage, and we're ready to go. How about that? So that's the first part of the arrangement. Now, let's check out the other little picture. Now, I looked at this, it had plenty of purple, but I wanted a deeper green. So I had a little pot of florals, just a little green florals with little white tips. You should always have a bit of white in your arrangement. So there is our second picture. Now that was pretty simple and nice and quick. And it certainly brightens up the arrangement. So now, I, being the bow person that I am, I wanted a little more blue. So I am taking my ribbon, and I have it on a stick, and I'm placing it into the picture so that we are going to be welcomed from all directions. How about that? She also asked us to have something that had a message, or always is something that has a message. It could be a book. It could be just a regular picture. It could be a plate with a picture or a message. And in this case, I had a little picture that said, bless this home. And certainly during this time, we do want our homes blessed. So I'm going to put that in right there. And I'm going to take my ribbons and just have them hanging over the top. There we go. There's our welcome right there. I also had a little house that I'm going to bring to the other side. Now, that looks very nice, but I want one more thing. I have been adding lemons to my decor in the kitchen. And I thought, well, how can I add lemons to this centerpiece, or our vignette? And so what I am going to do, and you know, we do things in odd numbers. I'm going to take one lemon and put it right there because that particular picture is pretty large. On the other side, I'm going to add 3 lemons. Along with our little house. Now I'm going to give you a tour of what it looks like all the way around. Let me take you off the camera stand. I hope you have had a wonderful time in the kitchen, and I hope that you will continue to be a part of the Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme family. I have certainly enjoyed your presence.